Hey everybody, how you doing? Hey, it's the Culture Kings. We are in the building. Yes, we are. Hey, on this wonderful Sunday. Hope all is well with you and yours out there, or wherever you're listening to us on podcast or so. Hey, welcome to the Royal Rhetoric Culture Kings. Oh yes. Hey fellas, how's everything going?
What's up, Kings?
Yes.
Peace world. What's good?
What's good? Hey man, life is good, man. God is good, and we still rolling. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you spread the word out. Share this with as many folks as you can. A couple of announcements. Hey, definitely want y'all to support our brother right there. Hey, our fellow king, Ron Stop, right here. Check it out. Yeah.
Lord. It's me, Ron Stop again. Just some things in my mind. Happy in my heart. I just want to talk to you, Father.
Yeah, man. Awesome song. Streaming on all streaming platforms. Go and download. Go stream it. All right, Breath Prayers. Oh, yeah.
For sure.
For sure. Definitely.
Yeah, just know, man, he used words.
He used words. Oh, man. Yeah. And tell folks to go join our page. All right, our Facebook page, Culture Kings. All right, thank y'all so much for joining us out there as we will talk about a myriad of different things. What's up, Danny Ray? D Ray in the house.
D Ray.
Good, brother.
Yes. Hot super producer right there. Okay, man. So Will, he's on the road, so we pray, traveling mercies as they make it back home. So
absolutely. Work hard, play hard, baby.
That's right. Yes. Awesome. So you'll be with us next week, and got some great things planned for Culture Kings and some other great things that we got coming up. So you all be on the lookout with us. Be in touch. We got going to have just a plethora of things happening here with Culture Kings moving on in the future. I say what, plethora or plethora? Yeah. Tomato, either one of them.
Rob in the dictionary this week.
Yeah, he in his bag, ain't he?
Yeah, he is in his bag. He's
welcome, Facebook user. We don't know who you are, but we appreciate your support.
Yeah,
Facebook user. Say your name, son. Say your name.
Yeah. Thank you all so much. All right. Well, fellas, hey, anything we got before we just jump into it?
Well, always, man. Keep the name of Breonna Taylor on your lips. Keep it on your social media, and be intentional. Be intentional about mentioning her name. Justice for her is justice for everybody.
Correct. Yeah.
Not only her, but also those that we are unaware about. Those that the names that we don't know. This is our opportunity to step up and also to be supportive of those people who have been marginalized and also have suffered an injustice due to their color or for a past or also for a history,
right?
Unjust causes. So say her name, Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor, definitely. What's up, Will? Hey, traveling mercy. Yes, definitely. Love him.
Welcome, Dr. Brewer.
Welcome, Dr. Brewer. Well, how you doing? Welcome. All right. Hey, the reparations man himself. Yes.
Mr. Chocolate Goodness.
Yeah. All flavors, all t-shirt sizes.
Yeah. Yes, King Loaf. Yes, awesome. All right. Well, hey, look, we're about to get into this our discussion again. We're going to continue on with the mental health issue, all right, and what's going on within our community. And again, we want to thank, man, the doc from last week, man. She was awesome. She gave some great nuggets, and definitely going to have her back on for sure. Because again, mental health, it's definitely prevalent in our community, and we have to address it, not pick at it, not pick at other folks or so. I mean, because that could be you, or it could be your family member later, Right. And it's not their fault, life happens. So definitely let's address that. And bring that and keep that balance, like she said. For sure.
As she was talking to us last week, and we touched on it lightly, was the trauma that all of us, not just Black people, but people in general have been going throughout this pandemic of just being, we're locked in, we're watching, watching things unfold where we are seeing it live.
Right.
These are not made up stories. Right. These are things that are actually happening, sometimes as close as maybe 5 to 10 miles away from us. And that kind of trauma triggers us. And we also need to be not only talking about mental health services, but also offering support and access to resources, because we can't depend on our pastors and our deacons,
correct,
and our missionaries to be our mental health counselors, because they're dealing with the same issues.
Mm-hmm.
We need someone who has the expertise to be able to not only help us to navigate from our source of pain to our victory, but then also to speak about the root causes of why and how to get over those things.
Right.
Dory, go ahead. You speaking on that, it just makes me wonder: is there enough resources to adequately treat everyone? You know what I'm saying? Because what you're speaking on, universally, globally, nationally, we're all experiencing this together. First time for many of us, and it's tough. Like I told my coworkers, I like when you look at this, the quarantine for Americans, it really freaked us out because we're not being used to being told where we can't go. We got money, can't spend it.
Right.
Many of us can afford to go vacation anywhere on the globe, but we can't go all of a sudden. And that's like culture shock for many folks. Like
it is.
And that's what you saw, the rebellion of people like, well, I'm not gonna wear a mask, so I'm gonna go where I want to go, because we're not used to being told what we can't do. Pretty much in America, if you can afford to do something, you do. But we in a situation now where your money doesn't even matter.
Wow.
Man, that's powerful statement right there.
Powerful, bro.
Very powerful.
We're all in the same, but we all neutralized, and it's freaking people out.
Man, definitely. Hey, look, if any of y'all are there in the chat that want to leave a comment or ask a question or whatever, feel free to join the conversation here at the Royal Rhetoric. All right. So yeah, man, that's a very powerful statement that you just made, bro. And I'm just like, wow, you know what? But and again, this could be the reality for a couple years or so. I don't know. Then it says some people would rather die than be told what. Yes, Danny, that's so true.
And you see it every time. We saw the kids in Miami. Kids like, hey, I get corona, I just get it. No, no, dummy. You don't just get it. You are a carrier now.
You're a carrier, right? Yeah.
Others at risk. That's a very selfish and ignorant statement to make.
Yeah, you just infected, Joker.
Right.
Yes. That's why the state-based Black Therapy Fund is so important.
Correct. Yeah. That was what she was she alluded to that. And it's we tend to support those things in the heat of the moment.
That's good.
But what about after the heat is what's up, Brian? What's good, man? Thanks for checking in.
Yes, the death rate is lower than the flu. Okay.
Yeah. Well, but I'm gonna say that point, and we can speak on that a little bit. But we tend to jump on these things right in the heat of the moment, but there's no continuation of the support afterwards. So often services become a business, but the businesses aren't ready for the onslaught of these people who are going to be going towards them.
Right.
So it's a supply and demand type of deal.
Right. Will says many feel like their rights are being violated because they have to wear masks and other sorts of things. So, well, hey, it is what it is. As your president would say, someone says, I'm still looking for an Ohio therapist to help set that up.
Okay.
That's good.
But face, we don't know who you are because
yeah,
you're ghost face. You're ghost.
Dr. Brewer, right?
Is that Dr. Brewer? Okay.
I'm not sure.
Because for whatever reason, we can't see who she is until we get the if we were but whatever the case, the thing that the Facebook user is saying is that that person is actively trying to find a therapist. And that's what we need to be doing. We need to, if we want to support the cause, we have to find a resource, which is going to be work. We also have to speak to that particular resource and say, hey, this is what I heard. What's your thoughts? But not just quit when the first one says, I'm not interested. Now we got to continue to find the other ones to continue to support. Right now, I would say that mental health support and resources should be right up there with us talking about financial growth and financial freedom and financial investment.
Correct.
Because it's going to be helpful in the long run, especially when we learn how to deal with the things that prayer answers everything. But if you don't know that actually having an audible voice is necessary, prayer in itself becomes something that becomes more mythical. It doesn't seem to have the support.
So basically, like with the faith without works is dead, pretty much.
Explain.
Well, that's what the word says. Again, I can have so much faith to say if I fill out an application, say if I want a job, but if I don't put the works in and go fill out an application, I'm not going to get that job, or my chances of getting that job are very slim to none. Hey, let's go back to that comment that you said you want to address. That the death rate is lower than the flu.
Well, let me say that, Brian, you and I, we have we have heated conversations behind.
That's good.
But and I will say, if he's saying that there has to be some data that supports that, and I will also say too, as again I've said it on several occasions, two things can be true at the same time. So we do have COVID, we do have positive cases, but the other end of that is that we are only told about the people that either are dying or who have contracted it, but we're not talking about the people who are actually recovering, and that's the good news part. Where I think that the media has a way of kind of funneling us into like the fear portion,
right? Because fear sells.
Yeah, fear sells. It's like people are getting COVID, and we'll highlight the number of deaths, but we're not talking about the people who have had it and who have recovered and are doing well.
Well, I think this next comment will answer his question right here. So from Danny, says, for people that talk about the death rate of flu, let me just say, having COVID for the past 3 weeks, he's talking about himself. I can just that there are worse things than death. This stuff sucks.
Wow, man, we're praying for you, brother Danny.
Definitely praying for you.
Amen, Danny.
Exactly. So, this thing is real. All right. So how many rates you think is low, hey. Here's the testimony right here. And it's like, wow, man. So definitely praying for you and everyone else who may be dealing with that as well too. So okay.
But one thing that struck me as we were speaking with the doc last week, just talking about therapy, and I mentioned it with you guys, what some of us participated in the organization of the Iron Man Fellowship.
Right.
That was the unit that gave us an opportunity as men to share the pressures and the struggles and the different things we was dealing with, not only in faith, but in marriage as a man, things that you might not be comfortable with sharing with your wife, you know what I'm saying? Because many of us, we hung out with our crews before we got our boo thing. Then you get your boo thing, and your boo thing, that's who you confide in, right?
Confide in, right, yeah.
But it's certain things that even with your boo thing, you ain't really ready. You ain't ready to tell her, like, baby, that I'm stressed about everything we going through. I'm about to break down and cry. I can't deal this too much for me because we got this thing. We're the head. We're the strength of the family. So I can't let my boo thing see me break down.
Right.
But I need to have this breakdown session. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the Iron Man was started with a question: was where do men go to cry and not be judged? Right. You know what I'm saying? You can cry, get it off your shoulder, and you still be perceived and recognized as being a man. It's just going through the ills of life, man. So therapy is important. You know what I'm saying? Right. However you get it, wherever you get, you need to get these things out of you, And Correct. If you're not, what's going to happen? We didn't talk about this last week. If you don't do it, you're going to do what we call self-medication.
Okay.
That's why we twist up.
That's right.
That's why we twig.
Right.
As well as some people fornicate or whatever, or compulsive gambling. You find ways to try to deal with the trauma and the stresses that you're dealing with in everyday life because you hadn't found that healthy vein of going in and seeking therapy. You don't even know that you need therapy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't even know that's what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because you get labeled. Oh, he's a junkie. He's an alcoholic. She's a hormone. You know what I'm saying? People get labeled, but no one's really looking at, hey, what's behind that?
Wow.
Right.
Hey, we don't have no choice but to be there for Boo. Boo don't play that. Boo, like, you gonna hear what I went through in my day.
Right. Yo, what's up? Yo, that's my cousin Amber. Good looking out for joining us this afternoon.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us. Yes, awesome. Yes, there's something about releasing your inner thoughts out loud. I want to give real quick shout out to definitely Will. Yeah, his parents had both recovered, praise God, and they're in their 70s, man. So yes, again, guys, we don't want to play with this. All right, hey, we want to be wise in our dealings. So self-medication is that's self-medication, and that could lead to other problems too. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if we don't know what we're doing.
Right.
Because again, you still not, because the self-medication is not dealing with the root.
Correct.
There you go.
Those are just the symptoms, but the source of the problem, you know what I'm saying, that you might not even realize. You might not even realize that you've been upset because of how your dad ignored you your whole life.
Come on.
Didn't support you, didn't come to any of the things you did, never said a positive thing to you. You don't realize, you might not openly realize how much that hurt you. You know, I've gone through things in my life, and I was like, 30? Yeah, in my 30s, man. I broke down from a memory that happened when I was in my teenagers. Out of the blue, just came out of nowhere, and I'm sitting in my car crying, just crying. And I'm sitting here like, I thought I was done with that. Like, why does this still hurt so bad? You know what I'm saying? But that just shows the impact of trauma.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially childhood. Children, we're very influential. We're very impactful. You have to be careful on how you're dealing with kids, but how you're dealing with people in general. Correct. So then you have to think about if we carrying all this of what we personally went through, and then you come into the world and you dealing with the stresses of the world, then you come to the church and the church got its expectations, and then you got these different levels, and then you get married, a family, and there's the pressures of that. You got all these pressures, and you ain't got nowhere where you letting stuff out. Correct. You just trying to be the man, because that's what people man up.
Man up.
Right. That's how men man up. Suck it up.
Suck it up. Suck it up. Yep.
But sucking it up, we there and blow.
Hey, man, come on. Again, wow. Hey, we're continuing the conversation with many other topics we got coming up for us again with mental health, and we'll definitely tackle this again next week as well too, because again, a lot of folks are going through mental health issues, and you may not need any medication or so, but it's something internally that you're dealing with, and I'm realizing a lot of the spirituality can manifest itself naturally as well too. So
like the spiritual part is that pour some tussin on it. the spiritual part is that we also have to have an understanding of this, is that your spirit man is not going to heal your physical man. Your physical man, if he's broken, it's going to be really hard to tap into the spirit at times, and you'll find yourself that even when you get into the spirit at times, you're limited.
Right.
For example, and this was something that was impressed upon me many years ago, just about getting into prayer. You have to be basically clear in thought. So when you get ready to pray, you're down on your knees or your place of where you're going to pray, and you automatically start thinking about, did I lock the door? Is my car locked? Where did I put my keys?
Right.
How much money do I have? Are my clothes washed? What do I got to do tomorrow? And then you end up saying amen.
Teach Edwards.
Right. Yeah. Like our spiritual man can't override these physical things that we're dealing with, because our traumas they're broad. It's not just like the hurt from your past, I mean, it really could be a physical hurt.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It really could be a physical hurt. It could have been the death of a loved one. It could have been, you're painful. Jane, what's up? Yo, Jane works at Mattel. She gets all my He-Man toys.
So He-Man, yeah.
But then, it could easily, like your trauma could easily be you suffering through with somebody else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There's so many things. And so when for our guests out there who didn't hear when Ron was talking about the Iron Man Fellowship, it was basically a men's group that was separate from the church, that it was intentional about not being bound by the religiosity of our spiritual connections, about really opening up and in this commonplace. And we all have it. It's with the teams of people that we have. We, like for those of us who have jobs, you spend 40 to 45 hours a week with some people. Those people are your family. You end up venting with those people because you need that opportunity to be able to not only talk about your frustrations, but to actually hear them out.
Right.
Somebody else and friends, hear me clear. It's not your job to give everybody advice.
Right.
That's good.
Just listen.
Right.
That's good.
Speak, Edwards.
That's very good.
Friends, just listen.
That's very good. Awesome.
Just listen, and you got to work on we have to work on listening.
Yes.
Not trying to listen to speak, but listen to listen.
Listen to listen.
Listen to listen.
I like this Facebook user says trauma is very broad, urban, sexual, physical, neglect, emotional, verbal.
Right.
It takes its toll. Yes, it does.
It does. It
Yes.
does. It takes a toll.
Yes, exactly.
And one thing about the Iron Man that I think that was very healing, learning that you wasn't by yourself, because a lot of times with trauma, you feel like it's isolated. It's like isolated pain and the situation you're dealing with. You just feel like it's just you, like the world, like Tupac. It's me against the world, baby. but you find out that hey, other people are experiencing that, and that it's a piece,
right?
That you're not on this road by yourself. And
correct.
You got someone now I can confide in and share because you get it. That's what made Christ so powerful, because he came in the flesh. So when we go to Christ, he like, yo, I get it.
Come on,
because I was tempted in every way that you were. I get it. I understand what you're going through. And sometimes you just need to know, like, hey, it's just not me, man. So when I got around you guys, whether it was Ron, Dorian, and I was like, man, because I told y'all my experience in the church was I was, far as generation wise, I was isolated. There was no one in my particular church in my age range. So I either had guys that was way older or guys that was way younger, but no one that was right there. So it's like I didn't feel that connection. But when I ran into all these gospel rappers in North Carolina that were really dope, by the way, and we found that common ground, man, and then we was able to share. And we went from just having a hobby to having the faith to having life, sharing life. We sharing all these things together. Now that me and William Quiet Storm Stokes, we become best friends. Because I got this guy I can get on the horn with and be like, hey, man, I'm having a tough one today.
And that's, man.
I don't know if I want to continue this walk. I don't know if I want to continue carrying this baton. I'm struggling. And I'm not worried about the judgment. I don't care about all that. I need to get that out.
Man, look, and see a lot of that judgment and also the I'm trying to think of another word, but we've been taught for us in the church. All right, hey, you pray to the Lord and he's gonna make everything all right. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be having no problems if you're dealing with something previously. Just read your word, pray and such, and God's gonna make it happen magically, like a David Copperfield. Right. And or if you go to a doctor, then you don't have much faith in God, and that's where a lot of miseducation and dogma that's been put out there that's not correct. All right, and that's why a lot of people may feel shame to even want to tell folks, oh man, I'm struggling with this problem right here. I'm like, oh no, man, you must be not saved. So
and that's the deal with any trauma. It's the shame and the stigma.
Right. The shame.
You're not comfortable about sharing it with somebody, but you want to share. Like I desperately want to tell somebody what I'm going through. And then me working in ministry is funny because I can carry stuff well. you know. And so I get dumped on a lot, and I used to laugh. I'm like, I get dumped on like people act like, I guess because I smile a lot, like I ain't going through. So I take on your stuff, but I'm still dealing with my stuff.
Right.
I need like an Iron Man fellowship. So okay, here's where I get the dump.
I like what Carlos says, that, you know what I'm saying, men are wired to ignore the pain and just keep going. A man crying is usually met with judgment and criticism.
That's real.
Right?
That's real. If you see a woman crying, you're going to stop everything that you're doing.
Right.
And after she's okay, you're going to offer consolation. You're going to offer prayers. You're going to do everything it is to lift her up.
Right.
With the man crying, we don't know how to respond to that.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Like, hey,
we don't. And we have feelings like this Facebook said.
Right, because we'll actually say, like, is he crazy?
Yeah. Come on.
That's real. And he's just human.
He's just human.
We all at the breaking point. I don't care who you are, who you think you are. There's something in this life that will break you.
That will break you. Right. And man, I mean, like, if we really think about it, we're so blessed that the things that have broken other people only just basically scratched our surface.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Speak on it.
Because sometimes it's the simple, it'll be a simple thing that might break the hardest of people.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And wow.
Right.
So,
exactly.
That's an explanation.
Come on now. Hey.
We need it all, man.
Right. Yeah, black man crime will always cause people to call. So, a black man, right? Hey.
I always think about that baby boy scene when being raised.
Yeah.
But that was a very relatable moment because it was like trying to make me go back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've been trying to keep my composure, do all the right things.
Right.
But now this young chump trying me.
He trying.
I'm about to show him what manhood and all this gang life that he wants. I'm about to show him what this is really all about.
Come on now. Come on. He said, a man in my building was heated the other day. I talked to him, really listened, and reminded him why his feelings were valid. We didn't need the police call.
Man,
hey,
salute to you. Salute to you for stepping up and just validating that person.
Yes, definitely. Good. All right, Terrence got a question here. It says, how do you guys want to be responded to in those vulnerable moments? Sometimes these serve as steps for those experiencing similar issues as men.
Yeah, that's my guy, T.
Man.
My whole family's on here today. Salute.
I see, man. Salute.
Bring the tribe, baby. Bring the tribe.
Whole squad is out here.
Yeah, that's what's up right there. That's what we're talking about, support right here.
Thanks. Yeah. How do we want to be responded to when we're in those vulnerable moments?
You need to talk about that because
we can
huff up on that. We can huff up.
Terrence, you asked the question. You want to give us an answer?
We huff up in those moments too. Like, hey, I ain't being soft. Back off.
You don't went up there anyway.
Yeah. You have to go there. Everything all right.
So I'm just this is I'm shooting from the hip. Haven't thought about it. Terrence asked a great question. I'm going to say that probably first and foremost, like the environments that we're in, we need to create the environment to where speaking about our problems are okay.
I agree.
Like within our families, within the circles that we're in, to actually embrace like I know that you're upset, but I want to create a space where we can actually talk about it, that you don't swallow like the thing that offended you. You don't swallow the things that offended you. Like you give it to me straight, and I in return will listen and affirm those things that you're saying. Because Ron, this goes back to what we were talking about earlier today in regards to offenses. Mm-hmm. If I offend somebody, well, Ron, you tell her how you told me.
Well, the proper mode of dealing with offensive. If I say or do something that offends you, and you make it known to me that you was offended, it's not my job to go immediately on the defensive, whether I intended it or not. You know what I'm saying? It's that if you said you offended as someone who says they care for you, it's my job to deal with the hurt first. Acknowledge that you've been hurt, you were offended, it bothered you, and deal with that and work through that. Like, look, I'm so sorry for what I've done and what I said, and work through the pain. And after we get past the pain, then we can get into the intentions of what I meant.
Right.
But if you got to omit my pain or diss my pain, I won't handle your defense. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, look, did you not understand that I'm still hurting?
Right.
I didn't mean to. Whether you meant to or not, it hurt. And for you not to acknowledge the hurt is disrespectful.
Come on, that's good. Man, Carlos said, and then we're going to go back to your previous one too, Carlos said, for me, it's simple not to judge me and let me express my emotions, how I'm feeling at the moment. Don't bring it up later to you. Exactly. To use it against me. Yes. Yes. Man.
Hey, black men and black women. You read that note from Carlos?
Yeah.
That was on point. I second and moved that motion.
Yes, man, that's just as clear as day right there. Definitely, because we can, when you tell folks your issues or whatever, there is the possibility of that being brought against you or so. And it's like, oh man, so now I can't trust nobody else really or confide in.
That's a whole
that's why we resort to telling Jesus. Well, he ain't gonna tell nobody, So like, hey, and again, I ain't trying to put a band-aid over it, but again, we're real people,
right?
Well,
Ron, with what you said though is, and I'm quite sure that we all can speak to this point is that people have already. I was trying not to say it, but you did.
Hey, Carlos said it. Hey.
Like I'm gonna try to leave it alone, but
because Carlos said it right.
That's why it's hard to confide into the boo thing. Right. So you gotta bring this thing back up. You was crying about this, so I'm just making sure, like, whoa.
Yeah. Come on now, hey.
So, I just want to let all of our female viewers know that the comments do not necessarily 100% reflect those of the show.
That's my disclaimer.
But it does go back to what you said earlier, Rondo, is that we've all been burnt by people who have used the things that we have said in secret to hurt us. And that's also what prevents us. Come on, Terrence, you and Carlos, y'all on that same bus. I hope you got gas.
That's a good one.
Amen.
But but that's also what prevents us from trusting people, is because people, my dad used to say this a lot. He said, people gonna be people. It doesn't matter where they're from, where you at. The people gonna be people. And ultimately what that said to me for a long time is that if somebody shows you who you are, believe them. If they show you who they are, believe them. And I want to try to believe the best in people.
Right.
But when you show me I believe you. I believe you. And there's no coming back from that. And I believe that I'm treated the same way. If I show you a part of me that is negative, that does not jive with you, that you don't vibrate with, you will disown me. I plead fifth.
Plead the fifth.
So like we have to we also have to be mindful about the circles that we're in.
Awesome. Yeah.
My aunt used to say, Aunt Lillian, she used to say that who you hang around is who you act like. So if the people that you're around are causing you to debase your value, you need to reconsider yourself and step away from that. It's now, loneliness is a choice. It's not natural. It's not natural.
Right.
It's a choice. But you can also choose to get back into the circle once you have a full understanding of who you are, so that you can be a better participant and a contributor to your group. Because each one of us has a tribe.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and so if you find that your tribe, is not, we're not on the same page, let's talk about it. let's come to an understanding. And if we can't, we can separate mutually. We don't have to be like so disingenuous. It's like, oh man, I love you, and then turn around and say I hate you. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna find this quote and then I'm gonna come back to that. But y'all keep talking because it's a hip hop reference. I got to be sure I say it right.
Now, we had some other topics that we were going to discuss, but this is going pretty well. So I guess we'll just stay in this vein right here. So again, we're dealing with mental health and mental illness within our community, and again, not just within the Black community, but also just mental health all around. So, and if anybody else that would like to comment or have any questions or so, feel free to join us as we discuss this dialogue here. And again, what solutions that we can intentionally do. You know what I'm saying? Not just talk about it, because we can talk all day long, but again, faith without works is dead. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Actions are what gets results, and so we want to see those results.
And the thing about sharing, especially when you're sharing like something vulnerable, it's painful that someone will go around and will share that with somebody else. If I'm sharing something confidential with you,
right,
and then you're gonna run off and tell them, so that it makes it easier for especially men to just suffer in silence,
right?
Because we're rather suffer in silence rather than put it out there and then have everywhere we go everybody standing at us whispering,
right?
Wow. Yeah,
right.
You broke down the other week. You heard, didn't you? And everybody, walking around on eggshells around you and treating you all fragile. It's like, I had a moment.
Right. Come on,
I have a moment.
Oh yeah. And when you have those moments, and I think that Carlos's comment, it coincides with what we're just talking about now.
Right.
Read it out loud. What did he say?
If a man can't trust you with his vulnerable side, he will never open up to you. And please never ever deny him when he wants to open up to you. If a man chooses, and I will say this for anybody, if man or woman, if a man chooses to open up to you, you have a responsibility to be a vault. You have a responsibility to keep what that person said to you in the strictest of confidence. Because see, what happens is the Jedi mind trick. Because we'll say, hey, don't say nothing, which in terms means as soon as you hear it, go tell somebody.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We can't be vaults. We can't keep something to ourselves. So Rhonda tell me something. And then I'm like, yeah, man, I hear you. Then I'm gonna call DJ Ron up. Hey, Ron, look, don't say nothing.
Right. Yeah.
Don't say nothing, but this is what Ron told me. And as opposed to, you know what? And it's a weird thing I'm getting ready to say. We won't even go back to the person and say, man, what you said, or a lady, what you said to me, like that did something to me. Are you okay? And can we talk some more about it? As opposed to us, like we feel like we can't go back to the source.
Right. Exactly. Dan says, and if you can't be trusted, say so.
Be honest.
No, man, you can't trust me, man. I'm sorry. No.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the Bible says all men are liars.
That's what the Bible says. All y'all liars, man. Get out of here.
All men are liars.
All men.
Right. So, I mean, we have to be honest enough to say, hey, there's a 99% chance I'm not going to say something.
Right.
But that 1% is really heavy.
That's good.
Here's the thing. Every time you tell somebody not to tell somebody, you have no power over what they're doing, because like you said, that thing just spreading like a virus.
Right.
It gets back to you, and you like, whoa,
what? Like, how do you do that? You know what I mean? Jay-Z said, I knew I wasn't gonna get right. He said, I ain't lying.
Hey, good. He said, keep my man's vulnerability to myself. And that's what you're supposed to, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, awesome job.
You got any friends?
Hey, listen. I think, this is a good way to tout the importance of therapy, because it's one of the surest ways to keep your business to yourself. If that's what you're worried about. In other words, if you're worried about that, the doc don't know your family, friends are running your circle. So, you're able to get this stuff out. It's a safe house pretty much.
Correct.
Right.
To the vent, get things out, hear some feedback, some reflection. Look at some, as Doc said, the abundant solutions to whatever you're experiencing.
Abundant solution.
Look at the plug.
Yeah.
But you know what though? Dr. Edwards also said last week, she said that she's a therapist with a therapist.
That was powerful.
Right. That was very powerful what she said.
So even the therapist has to have a place to dump data.
Right.
You know,
in other words, we all can't just absorb.
We're not hundreds with this.
Because you're going to explode. Hey, it's, you know, I mean, but you know what, man, fellas, I think, you know, people don't want to go to a therapist or whatever because they want to save that money. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, hey, I think it's a whole lot cheaper telling my friends or such and such. But again, you risking your business getting out there too.
Yeah, I mean, for example, the copay for the therapy services is about $50, depending upon your insurance, unless you go to somebody private. Right, so that's $50. I mean, we typically blow $50 for unnecessary things when you go to the grocery store.
Right.
Like especially if you go to the grocery store hungry, you end up buying $50 worth of stuff that ain't food. It's just trash.
Correct. You know, black people have been trained not to go to the grocery store hungry.
So Amber even said that when she was in school for counseling, they are all required to have a therapist.
Wow,
that's good.
That's good stuff. Thank you, Amber, for that.
Yes.
So, you know, for a $50 investment, you know, and so I'm gonna be jokey about this, but you know, like you get that commercial that says for 10 cents a day, you can keep this starving baby from this foreign country with food in their belly. And so if we look at 30 days in a month, that's almost $2 a day. So if you save $2 a day.
Very good, Amber. Very good. Because
from eating out or Amazon orders, that's your copay. That's it. That's what I was going with. If you save $2 a day, you'll have your copay. And you know, for each one of those sessions, you become a little bit lighter.
Right. Carlos says that's how some men get caught up in bad situations, being denied on one end and don't feel safe expressing themselves, and that's a door that the devil still uses to send you somebody exactly, and that's with all those entanglements. See, again, man, see that leads into infidelity and other things, and again, a man is not just going to just up and cheat; it's a gradual process.
Okay, yeah,
you know
well, I can't say that. Some men will just up and cheat. They got to keep it one. Those gotta keep it one.
Those are straight dogs. Yeah. Bow wow wow. Yippee, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's just. But again, to what Carlos's point though, again, you know, someone that's going to listen to him. All right, and if your spouse is not listening to you at home, I mean, hey,
that's both sexes too.
Right, that's what I say. Yeah, your spouse, right?
Because, like, you know, men, for whatever reason, we'll get caught up, especially if we find something that's going to take our attention away. We'll neglect those things that are important, and so if you neglect those things that are important, if it's a woman, you neglect that, she's going to find somebody else. She's going to get that text from homeboy from work. Are you up? WYD. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have predatory mindsets.
Yeah.
Like if someone hears and listening that your spouse is being neglectful in any arena,
right?
They already know how to position themselves to fulfill that hope. if you go to work, my spouse doesn't listen to me, so you need a listening ear.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah, I got that. But look,
what's on your mind?
There was a Facebook group, and I don't know if it's real or not, but there's a Facebook group that says women that love married men.
Oh,
wow.
Scary.
And it had over, if I'm not mistaken, it had over 2,000 members. And I'm just briefly looking at it, so it might have been more than that.
Yeah, you just briefly accidentally ran across.
Yeah, just ran across it. It just came across it. You know, because in my ministry,
I say, We said as a clinical psychologist, I have one. It's Dr. Nakia Edwards.
Dr. Edwards is back on.
Wait a minute, is that?
No. She said that's her. That's
okay.
That's a third. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. All right. Terrence says some trauma is so deeply embedded in a person's conscious, the results are evident in misbehavior, distorted thinking, decision making in all areas of life, makes it difficult to develop or participate in varying relationships, especially those relationships purpose for companionship, family, and friends. We on the outside looking in see the trauma as problematic, but the one with trauma is operating in a normal way of thinking, believing, and behaving. It's tough to change this.
Wow,
that's good.
Right.
That's good.
Terrence, you're in your bag, son. I can't wait for your show.
Man, great. Hey, man. Yeah, hey, man. We definitely need to have him on sometime for sure.
Yeah, man. But it's everything that he said is kind of summed up into the words of, well, that's how he is. That's how she is.
Right.
And we can't help people that are not looking to receive help. Because we've all been in that situation, even to us, even for those of us prior to Christ, when we look back onto our lives, that there were areas that people were constantly telling us, like, look, man, that's going to get you in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to get you in trouble. And we fail to see it as being a problem. Just as a shameless plug for the Nas joint, he says that you can't be a king if you can't get yourself out of a problem that you got yourself into.
That's good. That's good right there.
It's those kind of things that we have to continue to keep the mindset heavy. Right now, I think like our energies and our vibrations, our wave, our connection to the spirit is so important now, because the climate in itself is conducive to trapping you. Because we're looking at, we joked about it a month ago about entanglements, but we've been entangled in a lot of stuff. It's not just infidelity.
Right. It's good stuff.
It's not just infidelity. I mean, we get entangled in things that don't necessarily concern us. We get entangled in things that we think we're supposed to be a part of.
That's good.
It takes the focus off of your purpose. Dr. Miles Monroe's book about The Pursuit of Purpose.
Yeah, that's a dope book.
Dope, like heavy. My mom gave me that book graduating from high school, and it's something I always go back to, because in it, the summary in a nutshell is to pursue purpose with passion. And if you got something that you really want to go after, peep this out. We all have like this heart thing that we want. We want to go after it, and sometimes we're afraid to do it. And so we'll talk to our friends. And our friends can see us being those things, but then ultimately, like the sole like motivating factor is you yourself to try it. And, when we're talking about mental health, that's the other thing, is that we have to constantly be reminded by our circle, our tribe, our associations. You can do it. The movie from Waterboy. You can do it.
Again, y'all, this is the Royal Rhetoric here. Come on every Sunday night here, the Culture Kings Media LLC. Again, we want to thank y'all so much for joining us. And so as we discuss this topic, we have other topics that we're going to discuss later on in other shows, and some other great things that are coming to you all from us. And thank y'all so much for rocking with us. All right, we got 10 minutes and things. Hey Ron, go ahead. Was there something that you wanted to say as well too?
No, I was right there. Well, everything that Dorian said, he was really killing it.
Reparations.
That support system is very important,
right?
And I didn't get to talk with the doc about that last week. Hopefully, when we bring it back, we'll talk about it, because we say go to therapy, but then we need to I guess those of us that's connected to each other, how do we respond to those that are seeking help? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we be supportive on our end? What are the things we can do to make your journey more easy for you to travel upon? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Exactly. And that's a very
because it's easy to put it all off on the therapists or the counselors or your ministers, but it's the spouses, the children, the friends, the community. co-workers that are attached to you as well. So, what are some things we can do? Because I'm thinking we're not, as a people, we're not that very understanding.
Okay.
We can be very compassionate, not compassionate and judgmental, and quick to throw people away.
And that's what we were talking about earlier. Yeah, exactly. Like, and this goes, I believe, with Danny's comment. That's how some people become addicted to church, while ignorance, the teaching of, or I guess ignoring the teachings of Jesus. Some don't want to be saved; they just want to escape their problems.
But you know what, though, I'm not even mad at that.
Mm-hmm.
If you find your escape place within a place where you know that, outside of salvation, the church constantly speaks to you about the positive things about life. Mm-hmm. And if that's your place to go escape, the belief for all of us is that all it takes is a word.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it takes is a word for you to come to an understanding about who Christ is.
Right.
But if people are choosing it, if they don't want to be saved, we understand too, man, that life is a journey. Paul had his moment on a road.
Right.
Talk about it.
And so where was my moment? Like I remember growing up, especially on revival times, they were saying they would say, I found mine on a Monday. I on Tuesday, you know what I'm saying?
I got rid of my heavy load. Huh?
I got rid of my heavy load. And so the escape portion, if they find it in the church and they're not being saved, and of course that's a conversation for another day, but they found a place.
Right.
Think about how many people don't.
Right.
Right.
Talk about that, man.
You know what I mean? Like it's, and family and friends of all of us, we know that they are, some people, like they're so happy to say that they're by themselves. And but we know that that's where your greatest obstacles are felt, by yourself.
Well, because we were created to be relational. We weren't really created to be by ourselves. All right. Because being by yourself, as you say, there's, a lot of obstacles do come. Also, a lot of sickness can come, you know what I'm saying? Because it's, you get some sort of energy, and I'm trying to think of the word for it. When you're around people that you love, or just around people, just like, it does something to your body. You
connected to everything.
Pretty much. Yeah. So, and a lot of folks battle with depression when they're by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a real thing, because we were created to talk to people, to communicate. You know what I'm saying? We get all these feelings, and you just want somebody to hear you out.
Right.
I mean, seriously. I mean, cause I've learned this while I was in college, and I used to be by myself a lot. I knew how to entertain myself, but now I understand how the importance of having folks, and then really the elderly that's by themselves in the nursing home. So why some just end up dying or so, because so imagine if the loved ones were there, or we spent more time around each other, they would probably live a little bit longer. So, or I mean, I don't know. Those are questions that are put out there, because some folks say, well, hey, it was their time to go, or so. But you know what? We really don't know.
Right. But and again, two things can be exclusively right. Wow, Will, that's dope. Okay. We are deficient by design.
We are deficient by design. Yep.
Because we have to go back to something in order to be complete.
Right.
Again, like I believe that loneliness is a choice. And sometimes we need to get away.
Right.
I'm thinking about the author Robert Frost. He goes into a cabin. He writes these great poems. He had to get away from it all. Jesus goes away to pray.
Right. Exactly. But he comes back.
He comes back because he's, and then, for us, we take vacations. And again, all these things are about mental health. It's about taking time for yourself. Self-care is the best care.
Right.
But also recognizing too that your connectivity, there we go. We need
each other's energy. Yes, we do. Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For those who say, oh no, I don't need nobody, no, you're all straight line. You do. All right. It's just, hey, seriously. Like quit trying to be hard. This and that. I mean, yeah, you may not want to be around certain individuals here, so okay, but the fact is, we need people.
And it's a comfort zone for some too. And what life is, if you're going to achieve anything, you have to come outside your comfort zone.
There you go, Ron.
Come on.
For me, and it's easy to go into that spot to where I'm gonna be alone and I'm gonna deal with this by myself, and so it's invisible. But at the same time, we kind of feeling upset that people can't see what's happening with me on their own, even though I'm not saying anything. You know, if you listen to the hook of Breath Prayers, I says, "Who sees my tears when my eyes don't water? Who hears my cries when my mouth is muzzled?" Because there's a pain that can't always be verbalized. It can always be communicated, but if we're connected correctly, you know what I'm saying? Like I walk with you guys, I can tell when something's not right. You don't have to always come out. I can tell because our connection, and that's the importance of the connection. You know what I'm saying? Because everything has to be communicated, but when your hearts and your souls are connected, whether it's a spouse or a friend, you can just tell when something's not right in that.
Right.
And that's why songs like yours is very important. You know what I'm saying? Again, you know, it's not about just, you know, just a downloading. So it's helping to give you mental breakthroughs, you know, to help you spiritually, to help you mentally, so because you're not alone. All right. There's other songs out there, so that's dealing with mental health. All right. And we need to be serious about that. I like what Carlos said too. Yeah, sometimes we need a break from our spouses. Yeah,
Amen.
Amen. You know what I'm saying?
I actually read a really good blog about that, man. It was interesting about a couple that they took a separate vacation each year from each other, and about coming back together and all that, and how it just really pretty much helped save their particular union.
Right.
Come on. Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, because again, you're two in the. Hold on, I wish. Oh, talking about you, Ron. Oh, right, okay. But yeah, man, we're two separate individuals. We, human beings are are complicated. Human beings.
It's one of the greatest challenges on this.
It is one of the exactly
merge two lives into one.
That's
correct. I appreciate how Ron is treading lightly, knowing that he got to have somebody to talk to after the show is over with.
It is what it is.
All right, Michelle. Taking good notes. He's gonna have to give some answers.
Yeah. So you need information?
Great. Hey, we're probably gonna do a show on that and have Carlos on. We're gonna talk about it. Hey.
Now we don't need Lowe's because then he's gonna be talking about you owe me something.
Oh man. Well, hey guys, we want to thank y'all so much. And things are so man, let me delete this show, right? No, it never happened. Hey, what show? It never happened. Hey, look, we about to wrap it up. So, hey, Ron, go ahead, man, with any last words, bro.
Hey, remember, Culture Kings Royal Rhetoric is on all your social media sites, Twitter, IG, we on YouTube, so you can get at us any way you want to. We on all your streaming sites, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you stream podcasts on, you can go find it. If you want to hear the episode again, it's there for you. And keep this in mind. When the lions roar, the whole jungle is on notice.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Love it. I love it.
Oh, son,
man, that need to be in a song. What's good?
Oh, snap,
man.
Let me bring this down a little bit. Bars.
Yeah, that was straight bars.
That was straight bars, man. Good stuff, Ron. Yeah, and please, folks, we want to Lions Roar every day, and you are on notice. Take this also into consideration too.
Los, we own that. I just want you to
know. Be on notice too, man, that this show is nothing without you as the viewers and the supporters.
Right.
Our first introduction to broadcasting, we've been intentional about the content that we're doing, and each week the support has grown. we 100% thank y'all for tuning in with us and taking, because we know that an hour, 60 minutes is not a lot of time for everybody. But for you all to take that time with us, it's powerful, it's meaningful. You are the batteries in our backpack, and we salute you for that.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. And again, you matter in the kingdom of God. Unfortunately, all things must come to an end, but God's love never ends. Remember, you matter in the kingdom of God, so don't compare yourself or your ministry to anyone else out there. Just do what God has called you to do, and you'll be just fine. All right. Until then, hey, we will see you next week, Lord's willing. You all be safe out there, and thank you so much for joining us on the Royal Rhetoric right here in Culture Kings. Yeah, peace.
Peace.
Lord. Stop again. Just some things in my mind. Heavy in my heart. I just want to talk to you, Father.